In the year 2245, humanity had spread across many stars. People had built colonies on far planets and explored worlds no one had seen before. On one dry desert planet called Zira, a small team of explorers and scientists searched for signs of ancient life. The planet was harsh. Its red sands stretched for miles, and the twin suns burned the sky in shades of orange and gold. Winds swept across the dunes, carrying fine dust that made every step hard. Yet, the explorers pressed forward, driven by curiosity and the hope of discovery. The team was led by Myra, a brave and smart scientist. Myra had long black hair, eyes that always seemed to watch everything, and a mind that solved problems quickly. She loved exploration more than anything, and she dreamed of finding something that would change humanity forever. Alongside her were Lena, a geologist who studied rocks and minerals, and Raffi, an engineer who could repair almost anything. Together, they made a small but strong team. One morning, as the suns rose high, Myra noticed something unusual on the horizon. A shadow stretched across the sand, taller than any dune. At first, she thought it might be a mountain or a rock formation, but as they got closer, the shape became clearer. Rising from the desert was a massive black pyramid, unlike anything human eyes had ever seen. Its sides were perfectly smooth, and it shimmered faintly, even under the bright light of Zira's suns. The team stopped, staring in awe. The pyramid was enormous, at least a kilometer tall, and it seemed to touch the sky. Strange symbols covered its base, glowing faintly as if alive. Myra felt a shiver of excitement and fear. This was more than a discovery. It was proof that another civilization, long lost, had been here before them. The pyramid seemed ancient, yet it radiated energy as if it were not entirely dead. Lena walked carefully along the sand, examining the symbols. "These markings, they are not like anything we have seen before," she said. "They are precise, almost perfect. Whoever made this had incredible knowledge." Raffi, always practical, checked his instruments. "The energy readings are off. The charts, whatever is inside, is powerful. We must be careful. We don't know what we are dealing with." Myra nodded. She understood the danger, but curiosity burned stronger than fear. "We came here to explore, and this is what we were looking for. Let's approach slowly. Stay alert, and remember, we do this together." As they walked toward the pyramid, the air around them began to change. The temperature dropped slightly, and the low hum filled their ears. Myra felt the hum in her chest, a vibration that seemed to come from the pyramid itself. It was not loud, but it made her heart beat faster. She looked at her team. They were equally amazed, yet a little nervous. Every step they took toward the pyramid felt heavy, as if the desert wanted to stop them. When they reached the base, the markings glowed brighter. The symbols seemed to move, forming patterns that made no sense at first, but Myra felt a strange connection. Her mind filled with images of stars, planets, and strange machines. The pyramid was communicating in some way, and it wanted to be. Understood. Raffi examined the entrance, a dark triangular opening at the base. "It's open. I thought it would be sealed. But there is no door, no lock. It's inviting us in, or maybe testing us." Myra stepped forward, placing her hand on the smooth black surface. A pulse ran through her fingers, sending warmth up her arm. The pyramid seemed alive. It was more than stone. It was a creation of intelligence and purpose. Myra turned to her team. "We have to enter. We might be the first humans to step inside this place in millions of years. Let's do it carefully and together." Lena and Raffi nodded. They took their first steps into the pyramid. Darkness swallowed them, but a faint light from the walls revealed alien architecture beyond imagination. The air smelled different. Clean but strange, almost like electricity mixed with minerals. As they walked deeper, the hum of the pyramid grew louder, echoing off the walls. Every movement felt like a test, and Mira knew that whatever lay ahead would challenge them in ways they could not yet imagine. Outside, the desert stretched silent and vast, unaware of the secrets hidden in its heart. The pyramid stood tall and proud, waiting. It had watched planets rise and fall, stars ignite and die, and now it waited for humans. Mira and her team had entered history, stepping into a world where knowledge, danger, and wonder lived together. The journey had begun, and nothing would ever be the same again. Mira and her team moved cautiously through the pyramid. The walls glowed with soft, shifting lights, and the floor was smooth but warm beneath their boots. Every step echoed in the quiet, creating a rhythm that matched the low hum of the pyramid. The air smelled faintly metallic, like rain on stone, and Mira felt a strange energy brushing against her mind. It was as if the building itself was alive, watching their movements. Learning from them, Lena paused to touch a wall. The symbols moved beneath her fingers, forming shapes that resembled constellations. "It's almost like it's alive," she whispered. "It's responding to us." Raffi examined the ceiling. Strange, geometric patterns twisted and shifted above them. "I've never seen architecture like this," he said. "It's like a machine and a building combined. Whoever built this new things we can't even imagine." As they turned a corner, the air grew colder. A shadow moved across the walls, stretching and shifting unnaturally. Myra froze. "Did you see that?" she asked, her voice barely above. A whisper. Before Raffi could answer, the shadow grew larger, taking shape. A massive figure emerged from the darkness, towering over them. It was humanoid but made entirely of black stone and light. Its eyes glowed with a pale blue energy, and its movements were smooth and precise, almost mechanical. The ground vibrated as it stepped forward. The team froze in fear. Raffi instinctively raised a scanner, but the figure did not attack. Instead, it observed them, its glowing eyes moving over each person as if judging them. Myra felt her heart race. This must be the guardian of the pyramid, a protector designed to keep intruders away. But something in its movements told her it was not entirely hostile. Myra stepped forward slowly, raising her hands. "We mean no harm," she said, her voice calm but firm. "We are explorers. We only wish to learn, not to destroy." The guardian paused, tilting its head as if considering her words. Its glowing eyes pulsed in a slow rhythm, and Myra felt a connection, almost like a thought passing directly into her mind. Images of stars, planets, and ancient civilizations flashed briefly. In her vision, the guardian was alive in a way that humans had never experienced. Lena whispered, "It's communicating." Somehow, Myra nodded. She focused on the connection, trying to show respect and curiosity. Slowly, she reached out with her mind, sending a silent message. "We want to understand. We are friends." The guardian moved closer, its massive hands hovering near the floor. The energy in the room grew stronger, and the lights on the walls brightened. Mira felt warmth spread through her chest. The guardian was testing them, seeing if their intentions were pure. She looked at Raffi and Lena, who nodded slightly, understanding the silent message. Suddenly, the guardian raised one hand and touched the wall. The symbol shifted rapidly, creating a pattern that lit the entire corridor. A door, invisible before, appeared ahead of them, carved seamlessly into the pyramid's wall. It slid open slowly, revealing a chamber filled with glowing crystals and alien machinery. Mira realized the guardian had judged them worthy, at least enough to enter the next chamber. The hum of the pyramid became a gentle vibration, almost like a heartbeat. She understood that the building itself was alive, and the guardian was its voice and will. Raffi stepped forward, still cautious but curious. This place. It's incredible. Look at the technology. He pointed to the machinery, which pulsed with energy and moved on its own, assembling and repairing itself silently. Lena examined the crystals. They're like batteries, but more advanced than anything humans have ever created. The energy here could power entire cities, maybe even starships. Mira smiled, but her mind remained focused. We need to learn carefully. This place is alive. It will respond to our choices. If we act recklessly, it could close off, or worse. The Guardians stood silently, watching as they explored. It seemed to guide them, nudging them towards certain areas while preventing them from touching others. Mira noticed a pattern. The Guardian allowed access to knowledge that would test their skills and judgment. Hours passed as they explored the chamber. The hum of the pyramid became familiar, comforting even, and the fear they had felt earlier began to fade. Mira realized that the Guardian was not only a protector, but also a teacher. It was preparing them for something greater, a challenge that lay deeper within the pyramid. Before leaving the chamber, Mira turned to the Guardian. "Thank you," she said quietly. "We will do our best to honor this place." The Guardian's eyes pulsed once, a slow and steady glow. Then it stepped back into the shadows, becoming one with the pyramid again. The team felt a mix of awe and relief. They had survived their first encounter with the pyramid's protector, and they had learned that courage, respect, and teamwork were more important than anything else. Myra looked at her team. "We are only at the beginning. The pyramid has much to teach us, but we must move carefully. Every step matters." With that, they continued deeper into the pyramid, hearts filled with wonder and minds alert for the mysteries that awaited them. Outside, the desert remained silent, holding the secrets of the Pyramid of Eternal Night until the right explorers proved themselves worthy. Mira, Lena, and Rafi moved carefully through the pyramid's corridors. The soft glow from the walls lit their path, revealing strange symbols that pulsed like tiny stars. The hum of the pyramid filled the air, steady and rhythmic, as if the building itself breathed. Every step deeper felt heavier, not physically, but as if the pyramid tested their courage with each movement. They entered a large chamber, unlike anything they had seen before. The ceiling was impossibly high, and glowing crystals floated in midair, casting shifting patterns across the floor. In the center of the chamber, 3 glowing doorways appeared. Each doorway shimmered with a different color, one gold, one blue, and one green. Mira felt a pull toward them, like the pyramid was guiding their choice. A voice echoed in their minds, gentle but firm. To proceed, you must pass the trials of mind, heart, and unity. Mira's eyes widened. The pyramid was alive and communicating, creating challenges for them. She looked at Lena and Rafi. "We need to work together. Whatever trials we face, we cannot do it alone." They approached the gold doorway first. As they stepped through, the chamber changed. The walls vanished, replaced by a vast space filled with moving geometric shapes and floating platforms. The ground beneath them shifted like a puzzle, and they realized this was a test of intelligence and problem-solving. Each step they took needed careful planning, or they would fall into a glowing pit far below. Rafi examined the platforms. "We have to calculate the distance and timing. One wrong step could be dangerous." Mira nodded. "Let's move together." "Lena, you guide. Use from the side. Rafi, calculate the steps. I will lead us." Working carefully, they crossed the chamber. Lena noticed patterns in the shapes that allowed them to predict which platforms would rise or fall. Rafi used his calculations to time their steps perfectly. Mira led them across, encouraging them with calm words and gestures. When they reached the other side, a soft light surrounded them, and the gold doorway reappeared. They stepped through together, feeling stronger for having solved the challenge. The blue doorway led them into a chamber filled with shadows. The air was cold, and whispers echoed around them. As they moved forward, the shadows took shapes of their deepest fears. Myra saw visions of losing her team, of failing humanity, and of being trapped forever in darkness. Lena faced visions of being alone, with the world forgetting her. Raffi saw machines and tools failing him, causing harm instead of helping Dot at first. Fear gripped him. Each shadow seemed real, threatening, and impossible to fight. Myra took a deep breath. "These are not real," she said quietly. "They are tests. We must trust each other. Together, we can overcome them." She reached out, holding Lena's hand, and Raffi joined them. They walked slowly, encouraging one another. Each step weakened the shadows. Their unity, their courage, and their trust in one another broke the illusions. When they reached the center of the chamber, the shadows dissolved completely, leaving the walls glowing blue. They understood the pyramid was teaching them that courage and teamwork were as important as intelligence. Finally, the green doorway appeared, leading to a chamber filled with mirrors. The reflections were strange. They did not show the explorers as they were, but as they could be. Mira saw herself as a leader of many worlds, bringing peace and knowledge to humanity. Lena saw herself discovering minerals and energy sources that could save planets. Raffi saw himself building machines that worked in harmony with humans and alien worlds. A voice filled their minds again. The greatest trial is vision. See not only yourself, but the future you can create. Mira understood immediately. The pyramid wanted them to see the responsibility of knowledge. Power alone was not enough. They needed wisdom, unity, and courage to use it well. They focused together, sharing their visions aloud, encouraging each other to understand not just personal potential, but the potential of humanity. Slowly, the mirrors glowed and then vanished, leaving the green doorway glowing warmly. They knew the pyramid had accepted them. They had passed the trials, not by luck, but by intelligence, courage, and teamwork. When they stepped through the green doorway, they entered a peaceful chamber, filled with soft light. The guardian appeared, standing silently but proudly. Its glowing eyes shifted in a slow rhythm, acknowledging their success. Mira felt a deep respect for the being. They had learned the first lesson. The pyramid tested not just skill, but heart, and it rewarded those who could rise above fear and selfishness. Myra looked at her team. "We have passed the trials, but this is only the beginning. The pyramid has more to teach, and we must continue with care. What we learn here will shape not only our lives, but the future of humanity." The team nodded, feeling a new determination. They had entered the Pyramid of Eternal Night as explorers, and they were leaving the first trial stronger, wiser, and more united. Outside, the desert remained silent, guarding the secrets of the pyramid, while inside, the heart of knowledge waited for those ready to continue the journey. Mira, Lena, and Raffi stepped carefully into the next chamber of the pyramid. The air grew cooler, and the light dimmed. Unlike the glowing corridors before, this room seemed to swallow every flicker of brightness. It was vast, stretching far beyond what their eyes could see. The walls were smooth and black, reflecting no light, and the hum of the pyramid became deeper, almost like a heartbeat. Mira felt a shiver run through her body. They had entered the heart of the pyramid, the eternal night dot, as they moved forward. A sense of stillness filled the air. Time itself seemed to slow. Mira noticed that even their breaths sounded louder, sharper, more real. The team stayed close together, relying on each other's presence for courage. "Stay alert," Myra whispered. "This place is testing more than just our strength. I think it wants to test our minds and hearts too." Suddenly, the darkness shifted. Faint images appeared in the black walls, showing scenes from the past. Mira saw alien civilizations rising and falling, planets changing, and stars exploding. Each vision passed quickly, yet it left a strong impression on her mind. The pyramid was showing them history, not just of its creators, but of the galaxy itself. Lena gasped. "It's showing us everything. Everything that happened before." We arrived. Raffi shook his head. "I can feel it too. It's like the pyramid wants us to understand the consequences of knowledge and power. Those civilizations that tried to use it selfishly, they all failed." Myra nodded. She felt a deep understanding forming in her mind. The pyramid was more than a building. It was a library, a teacher, and a guardian of wisdom. And the eternal night was its heart, holding the knowledge of countless worlds and civilizations. As they moved deeper, the air grew heavier, but not in a dangerous way. It was a weight that made them thoughtful, reflective. Each step seemed to carry the responsibility of the knowledge they might gain. Then, a soft light appeared in front of them. It formed the shape of the guardian they had seen before. Its eyes glowed softly, but Myra noticed something new. Its presence carried warmth and guidance. The guardian's energy reached into their minds, showing visions of the pyramid's power and purpose. Myra saw the pyramid choosing who could access its secrets, testing their hearts and wisdom. Some civilizations had tried to take knowledge for power alone, and they were destroyed. Others had failed because they could not work together or control their fears. Myra understood clearly. The pyramid only rewarded those who could use its gifts responsibly. Large platform of black crystal appeared in the center of the chamber, glowing faintly. On it, alien symbols floated like holograms. Myra stepped closer, feeling the energy pulse through her hands. The symbols shifted, showing images of advanced technology, methods to generate energy, and ways to travel faster between stars. It was knowledge far beyond human understanding, capable of transforming civilizations. Lena leaned forward, mesmerized. If humans could use even a fraction of this, we could solve problems on Earth and the colonies. Energy shortages, hunger, sickness, everything could be fixed. Raffi looked at the glowing symbols with awe. But this is dangerous. If the wrong hands got this knowledge, it could destroy entire worlds. The pyramid is testing us, Myra. It wants to know if we are ready to handle it. Myra took a deep breath. She felt the weight of responsibility pressing on her shoulders. The eternal night was more than a challenge. It was a lesson. Knowledge without wisdom was dangerous, and the pyramid would not allow it to be misused. She realized that their mission was not only to explore, but to prove that humans could rise to the challenge of wisdom and restraint. Hours passed as they examined the platform. The pyramid responded to their careful study, pulsing with gentle energy. Every time they touched the symbol with curiosity and respect, it glowed brighter, revealing new layers of information. Myra understood that learning here required patience, humility, and teamwork. The pyramid did not reward force or haste. Finally, the guardian stepped forward and touched the platform. Its energy flowed into them, sharing knowledge without overwhelming their minds. Myra felt a connection to the pyramid unlike anything she had ever experienced. It was alive, conscious, and benevolent to those who respected it. Myra turned to Lena and Raffi. We are learning more than technology. We are learning how to be responsible. The pyramid is teaching us about the future, not just the past. The chamber grew quiet once more. The eternal night no longer felt threatening. It felt alive and wise. Myra knew they had passed an important stage. They had faced the darkness, the unknown, and emerged with understanding and respect. The guardian retreated to the shadows, leaving the path open for them to continue deeper into the pyramid. Myra looked at her team with determination. We are only halfway through. The pyramid has more to teach, and we must stay united and wise. This knowledge is powerful, but it is also a responsibility. If we succeed, we can help humanity in ways no one has imagined. With courage in their hearts, the three explorers moved forward, deeper into the eternal night. Outside, the desert remained quiet, holding the secrets of the pyramid for those who were truly ready. Inside, the heart of the pyramid pulsed like a living mind, watching the humans who dared to step into its mysteries. Mira, Lena, and Raffi stepped out of the eternal night chamber and found themselves in a new part of the pyramid. This chamber glowed with soft white light, and walls of crystal stretched high above them. The air felt lighter here, as if the pyramid was rewarding them for their courage and wisdom. Mira noticed symbols floating like tiny holograms, showing alien designs for tools, machines, and energy sources. She understood that this was the heart of the pyramid's knowledge, the legacy left behind by its creators. The team moved carefully among the glowing symbols. Each step brought a new discovery. Lena touched a floating tablet that displayed information about minerals with energy properties far beyond anything humans had seen. These could power entire cities without using fossil fuels, she said, her voice full of wonder. Raffi studied a complex machine suspended in midair, glowing with energy. This technology is incredible. It repairs itself, adapts, and even predicts problems before they happen. If we can understand even a small part of this, human life could change forever. Mira walked slowly, absorbing the flow of knowledge around them. She realized that the pyramid was offering them more than machines and tools. It was showing them how civilizations could rise and thrive through wisdom, respect, and cooperation. This knowledge could help humans avoid mistakes that had destroyed other species in the galaxy. As they moved deeper, the pyramid seemed to respond to them. Paths opened, revealing chambers filled with glowing blueprints, star maps, and diagrams of alien ships. Each chamber taught something new. One showed methods to generate unlimited energy using crystals and light. Another displayed ways to clean water and air on planets with harsh environments. Every new discovery filled Mira with hope for humanity's future. But as they explored, Mira also noticed warnings. Some tablets showed worlds that had failed because they misused technology. Machines had destroyed cities, planets had fallen into chaos, and civilizations had disappeared. The pyramid was teaching them that knowledge without wisdom could be dangerous. "We have to be careful," Mira said. "This is more than power. It is responsibility. We must use what we learn." Wisely, Lena nodded. "It feels like the pyramid is giving us a choice. We can take what humanity can handle, or we can try to take everything and risk disaster." Raffi added, "I think it is testing us again. It wants to know if we are worthy of its knowledge. Not just curious. We must show respect and restraint." Mira thought about the guardian they had met. It had been a protector, a guide, and a teacher. The pyramid itself was alive, and it wanted humans to prove themselves. Myra understood that. Their mission was not only to explore, but to learn how to carry the weight of knowledge with care. They reached a chamber filled with holographic star maps. Mira noticed a planet highlighted with a soft glow. The pyramid showed images of humans exploring the stars, settling new worlds, and connecting civilizations. It also showed dangers, wars, mistakes, and misuse of technology. Myra realized that the pyramid was giving them a vision of humanity's potential future. "These maps, they are not just tools," Mira said quietly. "They are lessons. The pyramid wants us to understand that what we do next will shape the galaxy." Lena and Raffi looked at the maps in silence, feeling the weight of responsibility. They understood that the knowledge of the pyramid could save millions of lives if used wisely, but it could also destroy if misused. Hours passed as they studied the chambers. The pyramid revealed secrets slowly, testing their focus, patience, and understanding. Mira felt a deep connection to the place, a sense that the pyramid trusted them. They worked together, sharing insights, asking questions, and respecting each new discovery. The lessons were clear. Teamwork, courage, wisdom, and respect were more valuable than power alone. Finally, they came to a central platform in the chamber. It glowed with a warm, golden light, and the guardian appeared beside it. The energy from the platform spread through the room, filling the team with a sense of calm and understanding. Mira placed her hand on the crystal surface, feeling its energy flow into her mind. She saw visions of humans using this knowledge for good, creating energy, medicine, and machines to help people across the stars. Mira turned to her team. We have the opportunity to change humanity's future, but we must be careful. We cannot take everything, only what we are ready to use wisely. This is the pyramid's gift, and it is also a test. The guardian's eyes glowed softly, acknowledging Myra's understanding. The platform pulsed gently, and the chamber seemed to hum in approval. The team felt proud and inspired. They had learned the pyramid's greatest lessons so far. Knowledge was a treasure, but it demanded responsibility. Myra looked at Lena and Rafi. The pyramid has shown us its legacy. We must take what we can use to help others, and we must protect the rest until humanity is ready. We are guardians now, too. With renewed determination, the team prepared to move deeper into the pyramid. They had discovered the alien legacy, the wisdom of ancient civilizations, and the power that could shape humanity's future. But Mira knew the greatest challenges still waited. The pyramid's trials were not over, and the next stage would test them in ways they could not yet imagine. The light of the chamber faded as they walked forward, the guardians silently watching. Outside, the desert remained vast and quiet, holding secrets for those worthy of discovery. Inside, the pyramid continued to pulse with life, guiding the explorers toward the destiny it had chosen for them. Mira, Lena, and Rafi moved cautiously through a narrow corridor that led deeper into the pyramid. The walls glowed faintly, illuminating strange alien symbols that shifted and shimmered as they passed. A sense of anticipation filled the air. They had learned much about the pyramid, its knowledge, and its guardian, but Myra could feel that the ultimate test was near. Every step felt heavier, not from physical weight, but from the responsibility pressing on her mind. At the end of the corridor, they entered a vast chamber. The room was circular, and the ceiling stretched impossibly high, disappearing into darkness. At the center, a large platform hovered above the ground. Light beams shone from the platform, forming a shimmering portal. Mira instinctively knew this was the final challenge, the place where the pyramid would test their judgment and courage to the fullest. The guardian appeared once more, standing beside the portal, its glowing eyes fixed on Myra. She felt a wave of understanding wash over her. The pyramid wanted to show them possible futures, not just teach them knowledge. This trial would determine if humanity was ready to use the secrets they had discovered wisely. As they approached the platform, visions filled the room. Myra saw humans using the pyramid's knowledge to create energy, heal diseases, and explore the stars. Cities flourished, and planets thrived under careful stewardship. But she also saw another future. Knowledge misused caused war. Machines destroyed cities, and entire worlds were consumed by chaos. The vision shifted quickly, showing countless possibilities. The choice was theirs to make. Lena gasped. It's showing us the consequences of our actions. The pyramid wants us to understand responsibility, not just power. Rafi nodded, his face serious. We can't take everything. If we do, it could lead to disaster. The pyramid is testing our wisdom. Myra looked at her team and spoke firmly. We have learned so much, but this is the most important lesson. Knowledge alone is not enough. We must consider how it will affect humanity. We must take only what we can use wisely. The guardian stepped closer to the platform. Its energy flowed into the room, pulsing like a heartbeat. Mira felt a connection to the pyramid stronger than ever before. The visions around them grew clearer, and she realized that the pyramid was showing not just the future of humanity, but their own potential to guide it correctly. Slowly, Mira stepped onto the platform. The light from the portal surrounded her. She reached out and touched the energy, feeling knowledge, wisdom, and responsibility flow into her mind. She could see paths for humanity that led to greatness and others that led to ruin. Every choice mattered, and every decision would shape the galaxy. Lena and Raffi followed cautiously, placing their hands on the platform. Together, they shared their thoughts, discussing what could be taken safely and what must remain protected. They realized that the pyramid's final challenge was not a test of strength or skill, but of judgment. They had to prove they could make the right choices for the good of all. Mira spoke aloud, confident in her decision. We will take only what humanity is ready to use. We will leave the rest sealed in the pyramid, protected until we are worthy of it. We accept the responsibility of knowledge, and we will honor it. The pyramid seemed to respond. The portal's light brightened, and a soft hum filled the chamber. The guardian's eyes glowed warmly, acknowledging their choice. Myra felt a wave of relief and pride. They had passed the final challenge not by force, but by understanding the importance of wisdom, unity, and restraint. Suddenly, the platform shifted, creating a pathway leading out of the chamber. The pyramid had accepted their judgment and opened the way to leave. Mira, Lena, and Raffi stepped carefully, feeling a mix of triumph and humility. They had learned the ultimate lesson. Knowledge was a gift, but it was also a responsibility that demanded respect, courage, and thoughtful action. Myra looked at her team with a smile. We have succeeded, but our journey is just beginning. Humanity now has the chance to use this knowledge wisely. We must guide it carefully with the lessons the pyramid has taught us. The guardian stood silently as they walked away from the platform. Its glowing eyes dimmed slowly, and then it disappeared into the shadows. The pyramid's hum softened, and a sense of calm filled the chamber. The challenge was complete. The pyramid had tested them and found them worthy. As they moved back through the corridors, Myra thought of the visions they had seen. She knew the choices they had made would influence not only themselves, but all of humanity. The weight of responsibility was heavy, but it was also inspiring. They had proven that humans could rise to the challenge of knowledge and use it wisely. Outside the final chamber, the desert remained silent. The pyramid stood tall, guarding its secrets, yet offering a chance for humanity to grow stronger, wiser, and more united. Mira, Lena, and Raffi stepped into the light, ready to return home, with the knowledge they could use to create a better future. Mira took a deep breath and looked at her friends. The pyramid has given us a gift, and we must not waste it. We have learned that courage, wisdom, and teamwork are stronger than any power. Humanity is ready for the next step, with determination. In their hearts, they began the journey back to their ship, carrying not only alien technology and knowledge, but the wisdom of the pyramid of eternal night. Their lives had changed forever, and so had the future of humanity. Mira, Lena, and Raffi stepped out of the pyramid into the bright desert light. The twin suns of Zero warmed their faces, but the excitement in their hearts burned hotter. They had survived the pyramid, passed its trials, and learned lessons that would shape the future of humanity. Every step toward their ship felt lighter now, as if the pyramid itself approved of their choices. The desert stretched endlessly around them, silent and still. The pyramid rose behind them, dark and imposing, yet somehow welcoming. Myra turned and looked at it, feeling respect and gratitude. It watched us, tested us, and guided us, she said. It gave us knowledge and wisdom. We must honor it. By using what we have learned, Raffi adjusted the equipment on his back, carrying the alien tablets they had carefully selected. This technology, it will change everything. Energy, medicine, space travel. Humans will never be the same. But we have to teach others, slowly and carefully. If we rush, it could be dangerous. Lena nodded, her eyes shining with excitement. The pyramid showed us the past and the future. It reminded us that knowledge is a responsibility. We must be careful how we use it. But imagine what we can do with it. The colonies, the cities, even Earth itself. Myra smiled. She felt a mixture of pride and humility. They had not only discovered alien technology, but also learned how to use it responsibly. That was the true gift of the pyramid. She thought of the Guardian, standing silently in the darkness, watching over them. It had tested their courage, intelligence, and unity. It had rewarded them not with power alone, but with understanding. As they walked toward their ship, the desert shimmered with heat and light. Mira thought of all the people who would benefit from their discoveries. Clean energy for cities, advanced. Medicine for the sick, tools to explore the stars. Humanity could achieve things they had only dreamed of before. Yet she remembered the pyramid's warning. Misuse of knowledge could bring disaster. Every step they took carried responsibility. When they reached their ship, Raffi began securing the alien tablets and devices. Myra and Lena checked the ship's systems. Everything was ready for departure. Mira took a last look at the pyramid. Its black sides glimmered in the sunlight, and for a moment she thought she saw a faint glow, like the pyramid was smiling. She whispered quietly, "Thank you. We will honor your gift." As the ship lifted off, the desert and pyramid grew smaller beneath them. Myra watched Zira fade into the distance, the memory of the pyramid etched in her mind. She knew humanity had been given a chance to grow, to learn from the wisdom of an ancient civilization. It was now their responsibility to carry that gift with care and courage. Back on Earth, the news of the discovery spread quickly. Scientists, engineers, and leaders gathered to study the data and technology brought by Myra and her team. Slowly, humans began to apply the knowledge in safe, thoughtful ways. Energy problems diminished, new medicines improved lives, and humanity began to explore the stars with a new sense of purpose. Myra often thought of the pyramid and the Guardian. She remembered the trials, the visions of past civilizations, and the choices they had made. It had not been easy, but the lessons they learned were invaluable. Courage, wisdom, teamwork, and respect had allowed them to succeed where others might have failed. Humanity had proven itself worthy, at least for now. Lena worked on the new energy systems, her excitement still bright. "We are making a difference," she said. "The pyramid showed us how to do this right. We can help so many people." Raffi tested a new machine that repaired itself automatically. "It's amazing. The pyramid's technology is beyond anything we had before, but it's also teaching us to think carefully, not just use it blindly." Myra watched her friends with pride. She knew that the pyramid's gift was not only technology, but also guidance for how humans should approach their future. It had given them knowledge, yes, but it had also given them lessons that would last forever. In the following months, humanity began to change. Colonies became more advanced, cities became cleaner and safer, and people learned to cooperate in ways they had not before. The pyramid had inspired humans to explore, not for power, but for understanding and progress. The story of the Pyramid of Eternal Night spread across planets, becoming a symbol of hope and wisdom. Myra, Lena, and Raffi continued to share their experiences. They encouraged patience, teamwork, and respect for knowledge. They reminded humanity that true progress was not measured by power alone, but by how wisely it was used. And somewhere in the desert of Zyra, the pyramid remained. Silent, dark, and magnificent, It waited for the next explorers worthy of its lessons. It had chosen humans once, and now it had become a guide for their future. The Pyramid of Eternal Night was not just a building. It was a teacher, a protector, and a beacon of hope for all humanity. Myra looked at the stars from the ship's window, thinking of the endless possibilities. She knew their journey had only just begun. Humanity now had the tools, the wisdom, and the courage to reach farther than ever before. The pyramid had shown them what they could achieve when they acted with care, unity, and respect. With hope in their hearts, Myra, Lena, and Raffi set a course for the stars, ready to lead humanity into a brighter future. The gift of the Pyramid of Eternal Night would guide them forever, reminding them that knowledge was a treasure and responsibility was its key.